What ultimately led to their decision that this was a good enough package to take for him?
I mean, look, they wanted three things out of an AD deal. They wanted financial relief. They wanted draft compensation. They wanted young talent. They got a lot of financial relief, middling draft capital, and a flyer on a young guy, not a lot of young talent. But look, man, the fact that they were not only able to get off of AD's contract, kind of turn the page there, but get off of Jaden Hardy's contract, get off of D'Angelo Russell's contract, go from the fourth highest payroll on a team headed for a lottery pick to under the tax, create a lot of flexibility this summer. This was a trade that was about positioning the franchise to really begin its build around Cooper Flagg. And I think that's how the Mavericks had to view this piece of business. Obviously, if you attach this trade and evaluate it based on what they gave up to get Anthony Davis, it's a disaster. But they were not going to make an AD trade that was going to make the Luka deal any better. That was a sunken cost. They got the gift of another prodigy to build around, so they had to view their business through that prism. And this is all about, creating the kind of flexibility that they needed to begin what's going to be a challenging build around Cooper, just because of the picks that are already at the door for the Mavericks.
Were you surprised that it was the Wizards and not another team?
Yes, I was surprised that it was the Wizards. The two teams that I was aware of that they'd had the most in-depth discussions with were the Raptors and the Hawks. The Hawks had kind of bowed out, but there was an anticipation that the Hawks should have come in late, maybe with an offer that was only expiring contracts, no draft picks involved. The Raptors I always felt like was going to be a tough fit because the Mavericks were going to have to take back a lot of money in that deal. And I can tell you, I was surprised. I believe AD and his agent, Rich Paul, were also surprised that it was the Wizards. This is not a deal that Rich Paul helped put together.